would like to thank our amazing sponsors, Touring Plans Travel. Their destination specialists work with you to plan and book your trip. Whether you're traveling to a theme park, headed out on a cruise, or wanting to get away anywhere in the world. As experts in smart travel, their agents suggest the best itineraries and activities to fit your family's needs and handle all the reservations on your behalf. There is no cost to you or your family when using Touring Plans Travel services, and you may even save some money if discounts become available after booking. So head over to touringplans.com/travel and tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney. And Doug, we need to start today's show with some Disney news. Yes. Because we say something on last week's show and things already changed by this week's show. But there are a couple attractions coming back.
Yes, character meet and greet attractions.
Finally!
Right, Ariel's Grotto is back. You can meet Ariel. I'm going to be honest. I kind of forgot she wasn't back.
I did too. Not going to lie on that one.
We're not in the princess meeting market anymore. So,
yep.
But the one I did know was not there because it's big is Enchanted Tales with Belle.
Yes, great attraction that I love, and I'm glad is back. And wow, it has been a while since that has been around that I almost forgot about it, like that it existed.
Yeah, and I just did some Patreon bonus audio with a YouTube thing that I had, and I actually talked about Enchanted Tales with Belle.
There you go. Well, speaking of Patreons, we have a new Patreon, Alyssa DeGrandis. Thank you for joining the Rope Drop Radio community. And Mark, thank you for upgrading your Patreon status. We have all sorts of levels, and you get different things at different levels. So if you don't know, check them out. And thank you to all of our Patreons for supporting and help growing the show, getting the after show and a bunch of other things right now, including Doug's crazy ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the bonus audio thing was a crazy idea. We'll have a Zoom coming up soon for the Mickey Pretzel and Ohana Bread Pudding levels.
Could definitely go for an Ohana Bread Pudding right now. That sounds delicious.
Our levels sound ridiculous,
They
don't
do.
Because we're a little ridiculous. And speaking of ridiculous, Apple Podcast reviews. Sometimes they're ridiculous, but not this one. All right, this one is titled Perfect Balance. 5 stars by Doc Holiday 405. And I'm pretty confident 405 has to be a reference to an area code. So thank you to Oklahoma City for listening in. If I'm wrong there, I apologize. Here's the review. So unlike Lynette, that's referencing one of those silly reviews, I believe Perfect should be paired with a 5 stars. Y'all really are great. I like that you're real too, and not just always praising Disney. You're enthusiastic, and I don't have kids but can relate to y'all. I look forward to listening to your podcast because it makes work so much better. Keep it up, brothers.
Awesome. Thank you. Also, Doc Holiday.
Yeah.
Tombstone. That is top 10 favorite movies for me.
That's a great thing. He's a dentist too. So he's,
even better.
Yeah, he's my favorite Western gunslinger. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, great review. Yeah, Lynette had a review, said we were perfect, and then gave us not 5 stars. So we like 5 stars.
We do. So leave a review, let us read it on air, and help us keep getting the show out there. Thank you so much. So this week, we're going to explore some of the things at Disney that can suck up some time. Some of these things you want to run the other way from. Other things you want to do, but be ready to pack your patience because things get long. And so we are going to do the top 10, and Doug is going to be sharing it. Doug has really gone through the top 10. Ooh. So we'll see if you agree or disagree with this.
Top 10 time sucks.
Yes.
Good, bad, and indifferent. I don't know.
And we will discuss them. So we get questions like that all the time. What do you think of this thing? And we'll say, well, it's going to take some time. So Here we go. We're going to go in reverse order. So at the bottom, 10, Doug.
Number 10, I'm saying Indiana Jones.
What?
That's right, Derek.
Offense?
I'm picking on Indiana Jones, but this goes for most live stage shows. All right, I'm just picking on Indy because I know it's your favorite. But they take a lot of time, Derek. A little time before.
Yep.
You can't
30
just
plus
walk
minute
in,
show.
Watch it. They're long shows, which if you're going to...
Takes 5 minutes to get out of that theater with the crowd.
And then when you do get out, you're in a crowd. So
Yep.
no matter what you do next, you follow the crowd. So Indiana Jones, Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom,
Finding Nemo, a few others,
hmm
yeah.
the Bell Show,
That's back. That takes up some time because you're going through multiple rooms and
hmm
experiences.
Enchanted Tales with Belle. Yeah, it's a little bit. So the shows kind of eat up some time. They are a time suck. Be patient. Understand what you're getting into. I think that's one of the keys of this episode is understanding what you're getting into before you say, yes, let's go do that. Some things take time. There's other things that are super quick. Like you have a fast pass for Winnie the Pooh. You're gonna or fast pass. My
Wow,
gosh, what
Doug. I'm
year
not
is
editing
this?
that, by the way.
Oh, I wouldn't either. Throw me under that bus and let it back on over. But you have a lightning lane for Winnie the Pooh. You can get in 2 minutes, 2 minute ride on your way to something else. Nothing we talk about today is like that. And Indiana Jones, despite your love for it, Derek,
It's a great
is
show.
a time suck.
It is. I agree with you. And that's why I don't do it every time because it will eat up your day at Hollywood Studios. So,
All right.
number 9.
This one is a category of rides. We're going to talk Soarin', Rise of the Resistance, Flight of Passage.
All good rides.
Great rides. But understand you just committed a minimum 20 to 30 minutes of your time, no matter what.
Not more. They have long queues. I think that's something people don't realize with Rise, with Flight of Passage. You're going to be walking through that queue for a little bit. You're next.
Right.
You're like, oh, I'm going to turn this and be. Oh, nope, I got another corridor. Oh, nope, still in this line.
Yeah, the empty queue, like say you're the first person there, Rise of the Resist or Flight of Passage. Like it's like I don't know, feels like a mile you're walking.
Oh, it's a
just to
good
get
10
there.
minutes just to get to the entrance of the actual in the show building.
Right. And then all of them have pre-shows.
Yep.
Soarin' doesn't have quite as many the pre-show levels, but like Rise, where does the ride really start? Right?
point.
Like but if you go from when you sit down in a vehicle, I mean, you got multiple pre-shows, a secondary queue, lots of things going on.
Yep.
So it really takes a lot of time. Half hour minimum, probably at Rise
if
of the
not more.
Resistance.
Because I've gone when the kids were little. I was able to go on. My wife had to go do lunch, and they're done with lunch, waiting for me now. So, yeah.
And we're not talking like Haunted Mansion pre-show, like the stretching room. That's nothing compared to this. I think Tower of Terror is kind of borderline in here, but I've been in and out of Tower of Terror more efficiently, like when it's all operating. Like the boiler room part can move pretty quick. So it doesn't, I don't think it quite gets to with these three on your length.
Yep. I agree with you.
I'm having trouble thinking of a fourth one to really commit to this list.
I was going to say Guardians is starting to get there with all that,
yeah.
that pre-show with Terry Crews. That
Good
is
job.
great.
I forget about that one.
Yeah.
'Cause I,
You die on it almost. Yeah. And it takes
Yeah.
so long for Doug to make his way down the steps after the ride. That's 10 minutes right there.
up
if you
the
just try-
steps
and then back
and
down the
down.
step. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's commitment. So
I think the first time I went on it, it was a solid half hour.
of just you taking your time down the steps.
From the end of the ride to
Yep.
my exit of the building.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It was, I mean, I got a free water. That's
Ooh.
how bad I looked. Disney gave me a free water.
There you go. Hey, if you want to get a free water, there
I
that's
don't
like
think
Doug.
yeah. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
All right. So there you go. There are some cues that can eat up a lot of time.
Pack your patience.
Yep.
And just be aware. Watch. Don't think you're going to like, oh, let's do this real quick and then grab a bite to eat. Maybe flip that.
It can happen. So here we go. What is number 8, Doug?
Number 8 is a singular attraction, the Liberty Bell.
Some people might not even know what the Liberty Bell is.
Yeah, what is the Liberty Bell, Derek?
It's a giant boat that kind of goes around Tom Sawyer's Island. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've heard
Yeah.
it. It is an actual attraction that
Yeah.
I have done 3 times. I do it once every about 7 or 8 years, and that's good. I took my kids on it for the first time on our last family trip, and that's good.
Yeah.
We're good for another 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, it's
It's
slow.
slow. Yep.
It's a long, like once you get on it, there's no getting off of it.
Yep.
It goes the Rivers of America, which is the little river around Tom Sawyer's Island.
Yep.
And you see things that aren't that exciting.
Oh, I bet it was great in the 70s.
I worry about what entertained people back then.
True that.
I don't know. It's just really, I don't know how long it is, because if it's hot and sunny, it feels longer than it is.
That's true.
There's not many seats. There's like 2 benches.
Oh no, I stood the whole time.
You're on your feet in the heat.
Yep.
And in the cooler part of the year, usually it's down for refurbishment.
Yep.
Yeah, you see the empty rivers of America a lot, which is not pretty.
It isn't, which I've seen way too many times because I used to go always that week. All right, well, there
Liberty
you go.
Bell.
One that you can skip.
That's one that don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Unless you're on like your 7th trip.
Yeah, we've done everything else. Might as well
Don't-
check it off the list.
First trip ever?
Yeah,
No,
you're not doing it.
Not doing the Liberty Bell. It looks pretty. Take a picture.
All right, number 7.
It's another attraction that I would say is skippable, Derek. Astro Orbiter. Whew, how does this one suck your time?
Well, one, that queue moves really slow. On top of that is the slowest elevator on the history of the planet. I'm pretty sure there's people like pulling it up by hand somewhere.
Maybe hamsters.
Maybe. They're on a little ball trying to
Little
get you
wheel.
up. And then you get up there and you got to wait in another queue to get on the ride. And then you get on the ride and it's not that great.
No.
Makes Doug and I sick. And then you stumble off of it and you take another 5 minutes trying to get back down and out of it.
It's really, really awkward.
Yep. Slow loading. Yeah, another one you do once every 7 or 8 years.
And like, you really need to be comfortable with the person you ride with, because you kind of share a seat and straddle.
Yep.
If you
Instant
know what I
best
mean.
friends.
Yeah, so this isn't one like you're at a group meetup and you just met somebody and you're gonna go to.
Oh, we should do
Oh
that.
my gosh, Rope Drop Radio.
Meet up at Astro
meetup.
Orbiter. All right, if you want to
All
do
right,
it, let us
everybody
know.
draw a number for your partner.
I love it. This
Oh,
is happening
that's
in May. Got it. We'll be there May 30th at the Magic Kingdom. We'll see if anyone wants to do that with us. All right. Yep, it's a tough
We'd
one.
have plenty of time to chat in line. You'd
Yes.
be best friends by the time you got there. I think the drawing the numbers is hilarious as long as I don't have to.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So May 30th, guys. Check that out. So number 5, Doug.
Counter service meals at the wrong time of day.
Is one of the worst things on the planet.
Right. The right time of day,
Oh, great.
phenomenal.
Yep.
Especially if you mobile order. But even if you mobile order the wrong time of day, good luck.
I mean, how many times have I angry texted you waiting for something?
Many.
Yep.
Many times. And so, what is the wrong time of day?
Oh, right in that lunch window.
Noon?
Yep.
11:30.
I mean, I've gone to Pecos Bills
1:30?
and the whole park was shut down over there with people just waiting for food. I think I waited at Pecos
Right.
Bill 45 minutes after I pushed waiting for my order.
We like to eat at 11. I've eaten at 10:30 before. This sounds insane, right? Lunch at 10:30. Well, if you rope drop because you're listening to Rope Drop Radio, you're hungry. You're ready for lunch at 10:30. And guess what that frees you up for in the afternoon? A snack.
That's a good point.
Yeah, the other
I don't
great
know,
time
I've
to eat is like
waited
3
in line
o'clock.
for snacks too.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother story. But
Yep.
I think any time for a snack is worth the time for
Oh,
a snack.
good point.
Unless it's those cheeseburger egg rolls. That just doesn't
Waited 30
track.
minutes on a trip. for
Doesn't
those.
no,
It
that's
wasn't worth it.
that's not just a time suck. That's just a waste of time.
Oh, well,
There's a
don't sell that.
difference-
Isn't that Christina that loves those
I
things?
think so,
Yeah.
or she just loves standing in line for them. I don't
Okay.
know. But there's most of the counter service. Check the time on the app to see when they open, because if something opens at 10:30, boy, you can really beat the crowds.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're eating at like 2 o'clock if you want to not spend twice as much time eating. So
That's a good point. I like it.
yeah.
All right, number 5.
Kilimanjaro safaris. But Doug, this is a great attraction.
It
I
is,
don't
but
know
it's
why I
got
put it
a
on there.
really long queue
yeah.
that can back up, especially early in the morning. And you're always waiting with kids because it is a great family attraction. So your kids need to have patience, which can linger your patience a little bit. And it is also a really long attraction, and you have no idea how long it's going to be sometimes because
Right.
I've been stuck on there with a group of giraffes. I wish I knew what a group of giraffes were
Tower.
called.
A
A
tower.
tower of giraffes. Okay.
Tower drafts. Yeah.
Man, where did you pull that one out? From that ride, probably.
I have a degree in biology, Derek.
Of giraffe biology?
It's just biology. It's all
Okay.
biology.
All right.
Yeah, it was mostly micro. But All about. No, they say it on the ride over and over. Plus, I learned it at our zoo when I was a child.
Okay, I don't listen as
Our
much.
zoo teaches things.
It
It's
does.
amazing. It's a great zoo. Come to Omaha. Come visit. We'll show you around. Anywho, yeah, the safari. One time we sat there for like a half hour solid because of one ostrich. Like they don't honk. They don't get closer to it. They don't come shoot away. You just wait.
We had to go off the path once because of a rhino was in the way. He's like, we're going to take the
wouldn't-
long way
Yeah,
around.
I'm not messing with that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, so you never know with the safari. It's a long attraction to begin with. Another one where you budget a half hour.
Yep.
You see the wait time, right? We're not talking about the wait time is long. We're talking about the attraction is long. The load time is long. That sort of stuff when we're talking about these. Other than Astro Orbiter, we're kind of hitting on the weights there too. But yeah, safari, it's a time suck. It's going to suck your time right out of your day.
But there's not a lot to do in Animal Kingdom anyway. So there you go.
Yeah,
Enjoy
have
the
to.
attraction. It's why you go
it's
there.
Worth it though.
It is, totally.
It's 100% worth it, but just be prepared.
Yep.
Don't think you're going to be getting off and having a Dole Whip within 5
Well,
seconds.
I've known people who've missed their Flight of Passage Lightning Lane because the safari took so long.
Yeah. Go the other
Or
option.
actually, you missed the Lion King show. You want to get there at 10 o'clock, Lion King for the first show, and also, nope, safari took an
Still on
extra 30
safari.
minutes. Yep.
Well, and we talked about stacking lightning lanes on last week's show, the Genie Plus show. You have to be careful when you're stacking them. You can't really stack Safari, Flight of Passage, and Festival of Lion King. Like, that's not going to work in an hour. Those things do not add up.
Well, let's move on to number 4.
This one gets harassed a lot. It just takes time. That's Disney Transportation.
What? They're not efficient every 15 to 20 minutes?
The 20 minutes waiting for a bus feels like 60.
That is true. With
It's-
kids, even longer. Yes.
There are times where it's like, oh my gosh, we were only here 10 minutes, and it felt like eternity.
What they do before cell phones?
I don't know. Maybe you just weren't as wound up about it. Like, you just like, well,
I think
we're here.
the buses came faster. That's my theory.
I don't know. It probably felt faster. Like, you didn't have you had a watch, but like, you couldn't track things. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know, Derek.
But yes, you
But-
can wait for those buses quite a while. Buses between parks going from Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom, that is a long bus ride.
Those
if you
are
think
slow.
it's like you're thinking, hey, I'll be at the next park in 20 minutes. No, it could be up to 45 minutes for you.
Yep. So Disney World property is twice the size of Manhattan. Once you're on a bus, on a monorail, on a boat, on a Skyliner, you're still got a long ways to go. So the Skyliner from Epcot over to Caribbean Beach is still like 12 minutes, something like that. It's not like instantaneous transportation. It is a lengthy ride. And so that's where the patient needs to come in. Like, you may walk right on it, but it still takes time. So budget a half hour to get from Epcot to Hollywood Studios on the Skyliner. Don't think it's 5 minutes. And you could walk there just as fast, but riding the Skyliner is 10 times better.
Only 10 times?
9?
Oh, I was going to say like at least 50 times better.
The first time we did that walk, I thought you were going to die.
I
You were
was so
like
annoyed.
yelling at me
Yep.
the whole time.
I've done that walk now a few times, and I hate it every single time.
But in the morning from your resort, it's the best thing ever.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. You
No,
beat all the
yeah,
crowds.
yeah.
It's
I
the
get
fastest
that's
way
the
to Hollywood
only thing.
Studios.
The only good
option.
thing about it.
But during the middle of the day when it's 95 degrees and I made you walk from Epcot to Hollywood Studios,
Awful. That was pre-Skyliner.
I thought you were gonna like call a Uber or something halfway there.
I was going to get Sherpa to carry me the rest of the way.
Well, it wasn't gonna be me.
I know that. Exactly. Okay, there you go. So Disney transportation does eat up a lot more time, and waiting for buses feels like an
In
eternity.
multiple ways, it eats up the time, right? The
Yep.
waiting and the actual riding.
Yep.
Like buses are not fast. They're not like super slow though. They're. Well, I was gonna say this about Disney transportation. It's efficient.
It gets you where you want to be.
It's much easier than driving yourself unless you know the area already.
Yeah.
Because there's some things about driving that,
I
like,
choose Disney transportation over Doug's driving 9 out of 10 times.
I mean, that hurts a little, Derek.
Okay. For some reason, going to Animal Kingdoms at one time.
Oh my gosh.
Because you never know what's going to happen when Doug takes you to Animal Kingdom. Anyway, moving on to number 3.
Renting a stroller or a scooter inside the theme parks.
Yes, we definitely advocate Kingdom strollers. We have a link. If you need to rent a stroller, let us know and we'll send you that. But I like having a stroller prepared coming into the park. So at Rope Drop, you just go. There have been many times, including on our last trip, we rented a stroller for just one day in the park. I got there, I had to wait in line. The person in front of me, I don't think knew what a stroller was. And I ate up about 10, 15 minutes just trying to get a stroller for Callum. It's one of those things where you have no idea how long it's going to be, and it's just going to eat up a lot of time.
Your park time is precious. That's what this one's about. There's ways to avoid it by renting through third parties like Kingdom Strollers. That link is on our website, WDW Rope Droppers. It's just wise to be prepared. And the other huge benefit if you rent a stroller or a scooter from a third party is you have it at the resort. And the resorts are not tiny. You also, if you're driving, you can put it in your trunk. Yep. You have it from your
goes
car
on Disney
to the gate.
transportation.
So what's the worst thing about a stroller if you're renting third party? There's one thing that's the worst thing.
You have to meet the driver.
No, that's not even that bad. I think folding it up to get on and off Disney buses.
Yeah, I didn't even think
that's
it's that
the
bad.
worst
I think
thing.
I've gotten used to it at this point.
You're immune, but if it's your first time,
that is true. My first time,
like, you're gonna be like, I have to do what?
I blacked out some of that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
the sleeping.
The kids.
Oh,
we were
staying. So we were staying at it's the one with the Caribbean beach, and they don't have an escalator. We're on the second floor. Kids are asleep. I have to take the stroller up. It was awful. Elevator.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you
Not
stay
escalator.
At lots of hotels with escalators?
No, elevator. Sorry, wrong word. I'm not editing that out. There, we both have
fantastic.
We're even.
But yeah, you got to fold it up to get on and off the buses. If you have a scooter that you rent third party, the bus driver actually like flips a little ramp down. You drive in, park, sit in the seat. It's a whole thing. But you have it. If you're having mobility issues, you don't have to wonder, how am I getting from the room to the bus stop and then from the bus stop into the theme parks? Because hey, guess what? It's a hike from some of those bus stops.
Yeah.
Like Animal Kingdom and Epcot are a ways.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood Studios is not nearly as bad, and there's a bathroom on the way too. But that was all nicely redone lately. But Magic Kingdom, the far ones, which is always, the double length All Stars and Pop ones, those are way back there.
They are
at Magic Kingdom. Also, there's a bathroom at the bus stop at Magic Kingdom.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
good to know, right?
Yep. Stroller, getting one in the park can eat up time. So here we go. Yep. Number 2, Doug.
Want to talk about a time suck. These things are great. People love them. We're not saying don't do them. But know your time budget. Parades. Oh, the parades. Derek knows for a fact I did not miss the parades when they were gone because I felt like my day was free.
I love parades.
I know.
They're great.
All the waving characters.
I miss them when they were gone. But I also do not, I will not waste a lot of time to get that e-ticket spot. Like, I go where I can see them.
Derek just Sassmans his way into
usually
a spot.
Do, right there. Find a way. We're short. We can usually find a little gap in the hole in the zone. It's football season.
I don't recommend that, folks. My recommendation is to secure a spot half hour or so before the parade. Also be aware of the direction of the parade, because if you watch from where it starts, you are done with the parade way earlier than where it finishes.
That's true.
It's like almost a half hour difference, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. Yeah. But you can see the end of the parade over in Frontierland and then catch from the middle of the parade on again over by the hub.
Yep.
It is crazy how slow the parade moves.
And it eats up a lot of time if you want to see the whole thing.
Yeah, that's an understatement. So parades, giant time suck. Are they worth it? Your mileage varies. Mm-hmm. Derek loves them. Doug doesn't. We still went to them when my kids were little.
We still watched the parade when we didn't have kids on our last trip, Doug.
Although when we went in September, we watched the Boo to You.
Yep.
But that was a special parade.
It was. You guys tried to make me leave early. I had to film that whole thing.
What were we trying to do?
Get you a character meet, Mickey, before the end of the night. We still
that was, yes. got to Mickey before the parade got to Mickey.
Yes.
That was bananas.
That was great because we almost walked on meeting Mickey.
That worked really well.
And then right when we left, the time suck was right behind us. So there you go. Bonus time suck. Getting
in line at the wrong time.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah,
so,
that's why we ran to Mickey. I forgot about that.
Yep.
The parade went past. We got to the other side of the street, wiggled our way down the sidewalk.
Sassman Wiggle. So you did that there?
Yeah, but that was we didn't Sassman Wiggle to watch something. We did it to get through the crowd.
All right. So what is number one, Doug?
Number one, biggest time suck at Walt Disney World is nighttime entertainment.
It is.
Does that surprise you, Derek?
No, because I had the same one when we were talking about this.
That's right, yeah.
There is a lot of things. Fantasmic is a long show. Fireworks, a long show. And also, like you said earlier, you're getting to those shows ahead of time. Could be 30 minutes. You want a good seat?
If you want a really good spot for when Happily Ever After comes back, you're looking at an hour.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to be in and around the hub,
absolutely.
You're looking at an hour.
How long did we wait for that first Happily Ever After? We were there
hour
over
and a
an
half.
hour. Yeah.
I think an hour and a half.
That's an hour and a half that we're not even on an attraction, that we were just paying to stand there. Yep.
Sat and stand, and we weren't even in like the best spot in the park. We were in a good spot. So it was better than good. Not quite great, but
we'll
somewhere
see what
between good and great.
Epcot Forever brings. Maybe there'll be more good spots. I started noticing that with Harmonious, where there was a lot of good spots open there towards, you didn't have to rope drop the nighttime. Still a long show.
Define a good spot for Harmonious. It was really only good from two directions.
No, that's true.
Which is why it failed, in my opinion. It wasn't a 360 presentation in a 360 theater. No. Come on, Disney. Where Epcot Forever is it's 360. They totally were just like, what are we gonna do with these jet skis?
And I hope they bring a kite on them.
They totally. I kind of want to see Baloo.
That'd be great.
That would
see
be
all
fantastic.
the animals. No, see all
they
the
just kite tails.
Yes,
they just
Simba's
throw some glow sticks on
Yes, that'd be awesome. That would not be a time suck. That'd be worth every second. So, yes, nighttime entertainment.
If this list was made a year ago, biggest time suck, kite tails. It's so bad.
I never got to see it.
So bad.
So, a lot of great things that can be a time suck. I know we're missing some, so we want to hear from you guys. Social media at Rope Drop Radio this week. What are the biggest time sucks in your opinion? Which ones did we get right, wrong? Where maybe you'd put them in a different order, but we want to hear from you.
Yeah, and to clarify, we didn't say waste of time.
Yeah. Just
things that take time. Now, there was a couple we clarified, like some are kind of wasting time, like Liberty Bell, right? But other than that, we weren't really saying that. I have a bonus one that I want to just say to you, Derek.
Okay.
When you're on like an extended family vacation, the biggest time suck is waiting on the in-laws. It's always the in-laws.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. Are your in-laws listening to the show?
No.
Oh,
there's
okay.
no way. No.
I know mine aren't either.
No. So we're going to meet here at 2. 2:05, 2:07, 2:08, and then you get the text, we're just now leaving the resort. Yep. And you're like at Peter Pan. My gosh, I'd be unhinged.
Yeah, that's true. That's the biggest time suck.
That's why you go on cruises with family, not to the parks.
Makes sense. This is a whole different episode, I think.
Yeah, the extended family?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go, guys. Biggest time sucks at Walt Disney World. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to take a trip and find out what attractions and things take up a lot of your time and let us know all about it, you're going to have to go to touringplans.com/travel. Let them know that Rope Drop Radio sent you. And of course, if you want to hear our after show or be a part of the community, visit our Patreon link. It is in the show notes. And be sure to keep leaving those reviews so Doug can keep butchering your name or having a really cool name or all sorts of fun things. And also check out Doug's new show, Rope Drop on Deck. If you haven't, it's all about cruising. Definitely not a time suck going on a Disney cruise. And yeah, that is all the time that we have. So for Doug, I'm Derek. You've been listening to Rope Drop Radio.